Good morning, everyone. This is Jace Forster with Studio 301, and you're listening to Lions Radio 107.9 KLKT LP. And today I'm here with Coach Matthew Hart of the Lockhart Lions basketball team. How you doing today, Coach?
Good. Thank you for having me, Jace.
Yes, sir. How you feeling today?
Oh, it's been good. Especially after a big win the night before, It's always easy to get up the next day.
Yeah, those past two wins, facing off against Crockett in the season opener, winning 67-44, and then facing off against Long Creek just last night in a win of 88-58. How do you think that this team can compete in our district, and do you think that a playoff spot is in the conversation?
I think absolutely. I think the way we've been playing early on has been very refreshing. We haven't started off as great in the first half, but the second halves have looked great. I think we are definitely talking about playoff positions. We try to communicate that to our guys daily because we always talk about like what district we're in and how tough some of those teams we're going to be playing are. So this is not our final form. We're trying to keep on building, take it game by game, and realize that the next game is something that we got to focus on and don't look too far down the road. But we definitely talk about the district and who we're going to be facing versus some of the teams we're playing early on.
Yes, sir.
But it's good to get some wins under the belt for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So some of our point guards, Darian Loggins and Jay Villalobos, they're killing it right now. Absolute powerhouses in our offense. They recently combined for 46 points against Long Creek on Tuesday. What can we expect from them this season?
Yeah, they've been doing an amazing job scoring. That's kind of what we have for them. I mean, they're very, very good off the bounce. They get to the basket. They're hard to keep in front. They can score the ball. Darion's one of the best in the area getting downhill. Jay's good. He facilitates well. Our thing is we just want to be a little bit more balanced with the scoring. So we got guys putting up numbers this year that it's refreshing to see. We got about 10 points from DJ last night. 9 points here and there from Roman and Big John Camacho.
Oh, yeah.
We got to spread it out, but it's definitely good to have those two guys scoring. We definitely moved to more of a space type of thing on offense, so that gives guys bigger gaps to attack. So our guards are doing a good job of trying to figure out what is a good gap to attack versus what is not. So I'm very excited to see them. They're hard to guard. You can see it from these first two games. People have a hard time guarding them in transition.
Absolutely.
We expect to see a lot of zone because in the past teams haven't really been able to match up with us very well man to man. So we've got to be able to knock down some shots, but still be aggressive trying to attack these zones that we're probably going to be seeing here pretty soon.
So, seeing as Darian's a senior, Jay is a junior, seeing them grow from what they were early on, coming into high school and into this team. Where's that maturity level you feel like with them as point guards being able to facilitate the floor and bring the offense up and get it going?
I think that their knowledge, they got a wealth of knowledge, right? Darren's been around for 4 years. Jay, this is his third year on varsity. It's good to see these guys get out there and kind of show what they've been doing because they work. I mean, it's not only are they working with us, but I know they're outside getting shots at, getting in the gym as much as they can. I mean, they're gym rats. Both those guys are always asking about, is the film out? Is the gym open? So it's good to see them kind of get to see what they've been working on and kind of benefit from all those things. But it's very calming knowing that we have guards to get the ball to that are able to break pressure and take care of the ball. Because in the past, we've had a lot of turnovers, especially against some of these teams that press a lot. And we haven't seemed to be rattled yet because of their experience and their maturity at the guard position.
Yes, sir. So, another thing I want to touch on, unlike in the past, we have a very experienced team this year. The age is, we got 8 of them being seniors, and 5 of them are 3-year varsity vets. Do you think that maturity gives us an upper hand over these teams in our district?
Definitely a maturity thing is big. I mean, guys that have been there and done it, it's good because they know what to expect. And I mean, the teams in our district are tough. I'm not taking anything away from any of those guys, but it is nice to have guys that have played against those guys like Leander Rouse, Liberty Hill, Cedar Park. All those teams are we're used to seeing them, and our guys know what to expect. It's not something new. So it's good to have those guys in there. They're knowledgeable. They know what's going on. They know what our expectations are. They know what we're trying to do on offense. They know what we're trying to do on defense. So it's very good to see these guys out there. It's all coming together for a lot of them. We're not where we need to be, but we're definitely turning a corner as a group, and I love to see it. And you can kind of feel the energy with the group because they're seeing how good we could be. And it's exciting. It's a very exciting time right now, and you can tell with the guys coming in there.
Yep, absolutely. So these past 2 games, there was not really a steady momentum being built in that first half, but in that second half, we saw them get everything going and then ended up scoring what you said was about 57 points in the second half this last game against Long Creek.
Yes, sir.
How do you get those guys motivated to get things started during halftime and then get them going whenever the third quarter starts?
Yeah, that's a really good question. First half was definitely a little slow. We started slow with Crockett as well. We usually go into halftime. We try to make adjustments. Me and Coach Hayes, Coach Garza, and Coach Jennings will meet. We'll talk about what we see. Coach Hayes is the offensive guy. I'm the defensive guy. So we kind of figure out what can we do, what can we move to try to give them a different look. So definitely just getting them in there and talking about like what we need to change up and what we're going to do. And we came out with a different little trap in the second half and in the half court, and the guys did a good job of executing it. But yeah, it's getting in there and just trying to figure out like what are we doing, what's not working. Do we keep doing this? Do we stop doing this? And that's kind of those things you got to have assistants for, because you talk to each other and just trying to figure out what are people seeing, because it's hard for me to see everything. So it's nice to have my assistants back there to kind of tell me what's going on. But yeah, we made we executed the second half exactly what we wanted. I want to see it earlier on, but it's good to see that.
Yes, sir. All of these guys they've been playing with each other since junior high. Some of them even before then. They seem to have like a very close bond. How important and how well does that close bonded chemistry play into having a successful season this year?
That's a good question. Yeah, those guys. I mean, it's fun to be around there, and those guys. And I've gotten to see these guys for 4 years, because I was obviously here a couple years ago, and as some of them were freshmen, as you were a freshman, it's good to see all those guys, and they truly like each other. So when you got a group that they like each other, they're playing for each other, they know that it's a we before me type of mentality. It's a reflection on the floor. The ball's moving. I'm seeing people make passes that we would never have made in the past. We're making extra passes. The ball's flying around. We're trying to get it to our scorers in the right positions. So you can tell that their bond and chemistry they've had over the last couple of years is coming together. They trust each other. They know where one another is going to be. So it's kind of, you can see it. It's early on, but I love the way that we're kind of vibing on the floor and off the floor as well.
Absolutely. I want to focus on one thing you just said, the we versus me mentality. What does that mean to you and to that team?
The we before me mentality is huge. We talk about it all the time. It's got to be the team first. You can have goals and aspirations, which we want all of our guys to do, but at the same time, it can't take away from what we're trying to do as a group. And our goal is to get to the playoffs and make a run. So those guys, I want them to have goals, but I also want them to understand that you got to sacrifice some things. Figure out what your role is, figure out what you do on the floor, because we talk daily about roles, like who what do we need you to do, what does this guy need to do. So that's kind of the sacrifice that those guys make for one another, and understanding that we got to come together as a group and not keep it individual, because we've had individual years where guys play really well and stuff, but we don't win some of those games. So It's kind of a reflection of like we need a team in order to do these things.
Absolutely. One last thing I want to touch on.
Of course.
So this Saturday, y'all are going up against Bastrop.
Yes, sir.
Going up on the road.
Mm-hmm.
How do you expect the team to do, and what do you think y'all will be seeing on that floor that Saturday night?
Well, I believe it's going to be a battle. We are going to prepare as best as we can, starting today. We'll get a lift during the period, and then we'll get out there and go with our official practice. Watch a little bit of film, but it's going to be a tough one on Saturday. The Bastrop team, beating them last year, and the year prior they beat us, so it's kind of like a head-to-head thing. We've been going at it for a long time, because we've had them in a scrimmage this year. We played them in the fall league. We played them in the summer league, and we're very thankful for Bastrop, because Bastrop's given us the opportunity to play in their fall league. In their summer league and all that. So, but they're going to be ready to go. I'm sure they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose to us. So I know our guys will be motivated just based off of what we've been trying to talk to these guys about daily and preparing, because I always tell them that the most prepared team is going to win these games. And if we don't go in there and we're not prepared, it's going to show. And that goes from warm-ups to how we stretch to how we do things at halftime, how we sit on the bench. It's everything. It's a big thing when it comes to preparing the correct way. And so I can only imagine how much fire we're going to have on Saturday. So I'm excited to see what those guys look like.
Yes, sir. So is there anything else you want to say about these past games or this next game?
I mean, again, like I said, it's early on in the season, but I'm excited for these guys. It's just the beginning of what it could look like. I'm excited to see kind of where we can go as a group. I just want to keep them motivated, and hopefully these guys stay motivated because, like I tell them all the time, they've worked their butts off for a very long time, and this is kind of like your cherry on top. You get to enjoy this thing and enjoy the games because, like I always tell them, like these memories are only going to be here for so long. I'm sorry. The memories will last a long time. These games will only be there for so long. So I'm trying to get them to enjoy this season and
It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
to make memories from it. Because me and Coach Hayes always talk about it all the time. I'm like, some of your best years were high school basketball. So I tell those guys all the time, don't forget these things and enjoy the process type of thing.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I appreciate you being here. And if there's nothing else to be said, we're excited to see y'all go up against Bastrop this Saturday and hopefully come away with a W as we've already had and go on a 3-game winning streak already at the start of the season. And, well, thank you guys for watching and thank you guys for listening on 107.9 KLKT LP Lions Radio. And we'll see you on the next one. Go Lions.